This program is designed and produced by the community with the support of Cogeco TV.
Hello, I'm Mayor Rick Goldring, and welcome to Burlington Matters. Burlington Matters is a community television program that I host on Cogeco TV, and we feature a discussion about news and events happening within the city of Burlington. And today we have a very exciting and high-powered, energetic lineup of younger people in our community. The city of Burlington was recently recognized as a platinum youth-friendly community, and today we're talking with some of the youth in our city about what the city of Burlington is involved with regarding youth. So the guests on the first segment of our program today is Lisa Crapsi. Lisa is the Youth Recreation Coordinator with the City of Burlington, and Lisa is right beside me to my left. And beside Lisa is Bruno Shimabukuro, a No Socks for Ivan participant and a grade 10 student at Dr. Frank Hayden High School. And Waleed Ahmed. Waleed is a No Socks for Ivan participant as well and a student at Dr. Hayden School as well. In any event, thank you all very much for being with us today. Lisa, I'm going to start with you. Sure. We were just recognized as a platinum youth-friendly community. What does that mean?
So it is a provincial designation, and basically what this is, there are 16 criteria of what it means to be youth-friendly, and we have to provide 8 to 10 examples of each criteria of how we in the community of Burlington are youth-friendly. So it was a very big submission because we had a lot of stuff going on that we wanted to recognize and demonstrate in the community. But it was really exciting because it's a very collaborative approach. So we reached out to over 100 organizations to say, tell us what you're doing. We want to include that. And then we send it off to Parks and Rec Ontario, and we received a platinum designation, which means we are super youth-friendly.
Wow, yeah. 100 organizations.
More than 100.
More than 100 organizations. Bruno, you've been involved in No Socks for Ivan program, but you also were involved in the application process in order for Burlington to be recognized as a platinum youth-friendly community. How were you involved in the process?
Oh, I was pretty much just helping sort out through some papers, meeting the criteria and stuff like that. Just putting the papers in what's called binders, helping out so it makes it easier for the Ontario, what was it called?
Yeah, so Parks and Rec Ontario.
Yes,
so
exactly.
We had to submit every single documentation, and so Bruno and some other volunteers helped putting all of these papers into binders so we could submit one massive application.
I heard it was a significant effort. It was a really significant effort to get all the material together. I guess, Bruno, that's where you came in handy in helping compile it. But I'm curious. I mean, 100 different organizations, or over 100 different organizations were involved in the process?
Well, we basically put it out online. We put out posters and to say, tell us what you're doing, right? This is our opportunity to recognize you. We know that we're not doing this by ourselves, and we just wanted everyone to showcase and sort of brag a little bit about what they do in the community. So some organizations did it freehand. Other organizations we reached out to say, hey, did you know we're doing this, and can we use you and whatnot? And it was fantastic. And again, we had over 100, which was great, and it brought a lot of awareness to what is going on in Burlington. And we are getting that application back at the end of May, and what we hope to do is sort of a release launch party to say, did everybody know that this is what's going on in Burlington?
So let's talk about one thing that's going on in Burlington, and maybe some others if we have time. The No Socks for Ivan program. And the two of you are involved in the program. Lisa, you're involved as one of the recreational coordinators of the City of Burlington. So, Bruno, you've been, actually I'm going to go to Waleed. You've been involved for a couple of years, and I understand there was a predecessor program to No Socks for Ivan. Can you tell us about your involvement and how you got involved originally and what keeps you going to the program?
So before No Socks came, it was this other thing called Ultimate Hangout, and this was when I was in grade 8, so I was in a different school. Right. It was like the closest school to Haber, which is where No Socks is right now. So we would just go to Ultimate Hangout, and we just, like a whole bunch of friends would just talk and you know, chill, and it was a nice environment. And so we used to just come there like occasionally, and then so in grade 9. And then in grade 10, because when we were in high school, because its location is very convenient. It's right there, right beside the school in the community center. So we just started going there because So it's a big area, and they have a nice ping pong table, and we like to play ping pong. It gets very competitive. And then they also have a nice TV where you can play some video games. So it's a lot of things together. It's like the environment. So, you sit, you talk, and the staff there, they're really nice. We have really nice conversations, and they could be like really deep. Like we talked about stuff like morality and religion, and then they can get like really, really kind of stupid. Like I'd like to have your opinion on this. So
you're asking me?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
You don't have to give your reasoning for this. You just pick one, all right? Okay. So if there's a man versus a dog, they're both trying to kill each other. The dog's trying to kill the man, and the man's trying to kill the dog. Which one would win, a man or the dog? You don't have to give your reasoning. You just.
It depends on whether it's a Doberman or whether it's a poodle.
Let's have like the strongest dog, like for like the canine unit, and then a really strong guy.
I'll say a man, and I'm probably wrong. So
I don't know if there's a right answer.
There's no right answer. Okay, that's good. I'm pleased with that.
There's a right answer. Okay, so yeah, we'd have these conversations, and it'd be really fun. So I guess that's what really keeps us going, because we don't go there like every day for like 2 hours or whatever. We would go there. Sometimes we would go for like 2 hours. Sometimes we'd just go for half an hour. But it's just really like after school, you want to go to No Socks? Yeah, sure, let's go. And then
so tell me, so Bruno, the No Socks program, No Socks for Ivan program. First of all, how did you get that name?
I'm honestly not sure. It wasn't part of the picking process, but if I'm not mistaken, there was some sort of like survey they did with the youth with a bunch of different names, and that was the one that won.
So No Socks for Ivan.
Yes, No Socks for Ivan.
So people think that there's Ivan. Does Ivan show up, or?
Didn't even know who's that.
There's
no Ivan.
Someone should get him socks.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a catchy name. It's a catchy name, right? It's a unique name. But so how often does the program operate in the city, and where does it operate?
Then for the one in Haber, it operates from Monday to Thursday. I think it goes from 3 to 5, if I'm not mistaken. And just not Fridays or weekends.
Okay, but then, Lisa, we have another program on Friday nights.
We have a few. So we have the Haber after school, and that has sort of the gym component. We have Mountainside on Fridays, which has the skating component, and in the summer it might have some swimming components. We have the Aldershot Arena after school, which, again, in the winter has the skating component. Currently, right now, we're at Aldershot Pool after school, because it was, again, an area that the youth communicated to us that they want to see some programming. So we have a lot of collective programming happening there with the YMCA and the library. And then in the fall, we're actually moving to Tansley Woods to include another gym and swimming component.
I did not know that.
Surprise!
I did not know that. That is absolutely fantastic. I mean, there's obvious clear evidence here just with this particular program, the value that it provides to the youth, and that we are recognized as a platinum youth-friendly community. So how can youth connect better in the community? Bruno, do you have any thoughts about that?
I feel like the best way these days is through social media.
Right.
People use Snapchat, they use Instagram, they go on the internet all the time. So I feel like the best way to actually get to youth's voice and to get them to know about stuff is through that. Whether it's through ads or just having it say on the school website or something like that, you can really get the word out about stuff. Because there's so many stuff that youth don't know about, because sometimes they can be lazy, or they just don't look hard enough for great, amazing things that we just don't know about. So this is the best way to do it.
Through social media.
Yes.
And Waleed, you've been involved for a couple of years, and recognizing that we just don't want to rest on our laurels and say that we're a platinum youth-friendly community. What are some of the other things we can do for youth in our city, do you think?
So Burlington's already doing a great job when it comes to sports and like parks and stuff like that. I think one big thing is youth have a lot of they have a lot of potential, and people kind of overlook that. And so if I go to school and I ask someone, do you have a job? And if they say yes, it's most likely somewhere like Tim Hortons or McDonald's, working a cash register or stocking shelves or whatever. I think that there should be a lot more job opportunities for youth, for them to be it should be more diverse. So there should be a lot more jobs for youth to be like assistant coach for a certain sport team, or a secretary for a certain business and stuff like that, like part-time jobs that are a lot more than just being a cashier or working with food or stocking shelves. And in parks, I think, because whenever you talk about parks, it's usually like, little kids play on like the swings or slides or whatever. I think if they add, because if you go to like these bigger parks where people like go on picnics and whatever, you see these like like this like track, and then you know there'd be like chin-up bars or whatever. If you have more of that kind of stuff inside parks, I think that would attract older youth as well. So things like that. Yeah.
So more amenities, more facilities in the parks that people can use to stay active.
Yeah.
I think is what you're saying. When we look forward, Lisa, and you see what the organization of the City of Burlington, but it's not just the City of Burlington that has won this award. This is the whole community and 100 different organizations. What are some of the organizations that stand out that have been a big part of the process?
Gosh, I would say the YMCA has been doing an amazing job of running things for youth. The library is always great. I think, like Bruno and Waleed said, they find a lot of opportunities through their schools, and I think schools are doing a unique job of reaching out to their students, and every school is very different in what opportunities they offer. And I think Burlington does an amazing job of offering diverse opportunities. I think the problem is that we never know what somebody else is doing. So through this application, we were able to recognize, wow, this program is running after school, and this program is running after school, and it's the same program. Do they know that they exist? Right? Do they know about each other? And how can we start sharing resources? How can we start sharing programming ideas, right? And making it a bit more collaborative of that nature. And then if our organizations don't know about each other, how can we expect the youth to know about these organizations? So I'm really looking forward to getting these binders back, and the next step of this is how do we share the word, right? How do we connect everybody? How do we make it known to everybody? And how can we all celebrate that we are a platinum youth-friendly community?
Bruno, what are your comments as far as getting even better than a platinum youth-friendly community? What does getting better as a youth-friendly community mean to you?
I feel like there's always something you can do to make it better for youth, and I feel like some opportunities just people don't hear about, and I feel like that's the one thing that we can improve on as a community. Making sure that the youth actually hear about everything that needs to be heard about. Because with all these great opportunities, I personally didn't know about a good amount of them. Sorting out through the papers when I was helping out with the application process, there's so many amazing things which I personally didn't hear about. And I feel like if we can get the word out properly, then it'll make it just that much better.
So we have an opportunity right now to get the word out. So if there's a grade 9 or grade 10 student watching this particular program right now, and they want to find out more about Burlington being a youth-friendly community and what the opportunities are for youth in the city, where would you direct them?
I feel like it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So if you go out there and find the right people, you can always find out more about what you need to know. For example, Lisa over here, she told us about so many great opportunities, including this one. And if you can get out and find the right people, you can do whatever you want.
Wonderful, but how do people find the right people? I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, but how does a grade 9 student that's watching TV right now, how do they find out more? Who are the people they should get to know to connect better?
You can always talk to your teachers. They can direct you through a lot of great opportunities. You can go to clubs, sports, and sporting events and stuff like that. So many places where you can meet.
And we can direct people to the City of Burlington website at burlington.ca and do a search for youth programs and No Socks for Ivan. I think that would be a wonderful way to get people connected as well. In any event, I want to thank Lisa Crapsi, a Youth and Recreation Coordinator for the City of Burlington, and Bruno Shimabukuro and Waleed Ahmed, both No Socks for Ivan participants and grade 10 students at Dr. Hayden High School. Thank you to the three of you for being with us today on Burlington Matters, and we wish you all the best as you go forward as future leaders of our community, and have a great summer.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Mayor Rick Goldring, and welcome back to Burlington Matters. In this particular program, we are focusing on youth opportunities within the City of Burlington. And our three guests for this particular segment are Naomi Redwood, who's involved with Burlington Student Theatre, Alyy Dimatteo, who is a drum major with the Burlington Teen Tour Band, and Sonali Patel with the Positive Space Network, the Youth Action Committee. So ladies, welcome. Thank you very much for joining me today on the program. I'm going to start with you, Sonali. Tell us about the Positive Space Network. What is that all about?
So the Positive Space Network is based in the Halton region. It is through the Rock as well. Are you familiar with the Rock?
Absolutely. Reach Out Center for Kids, yes.
Awesome, yeah. So the Positive Space Network aims to create positive spaces within the Halton region. Some of the things we do are put on youth drop-in programs where youth can come in, and some other things are Halton Pride, which I'm the volunteer coordinator for as well, happening June 4th. We also are very supportive of the youth, and youth opportunities are what our supervisors Marcus Logan and Beckham Ronigan are very push forward.
So the Positive Space Network is really about inclusivity. It's about bringing people together, and from different sexual orientation and for the
LGBTQ plus youth specifically.
Exactly, and it's this nice, safe, inclusive,
safe environment. Definitely somewhere that the youth can go to if they need any resources or any help as well.
What sort of resources are available for a youth that would need help, and how would a youth define that they need help?
Could you explain?
How would somebody define that they actually need help? What are some of the issues from your experience with the network that some people in high school or university have challenges with?
Many of the issues are revolving, I believe, coming out and bullying, anti-homophobia. We also have the students that come in that deal with how to deal with parents and coming out regarding their family. General issues around sexual orientation. There's also a really big problem in the Halton region with youth, LGBTQ plus youth homelessness, which are some of the issues that we help tackle as well and help them find safer spaces and ways to deal with some of these problems.
Great, thank you. Emily, you've been part of the Teen Tour Band for probably about 6 years, I would think, or 7 years?
Yes, 5 years.
And so tell us about how you got involved and what's been the highlight so far for you.
Well, I came from a band family, so my mother was in the band, my aunt and uncle were all in the band, my grandparents were chaperones and boosters. So that's how I got involved. I know a lot of youth get involved through just seeing us perform, hearing us throughout the summer when we practice throughout Burlington, knowing people in the band. But definitely the highlight for me would be all the traveling that we get to do. I've been to some incredible places, including Holland, which you attended, I know, for the anniversary of the Liberation, and the anniversary of the twinning of Appledorn and Burlington. So I've had some pretty incredible experiences with the band.
So if anybody's watching and they have some interest in the band, because the band is inclusive, the band welcomes teens from all over the city of Burlington, and you don't necessarily have to be really good at an instrument. You got to be willing, and people are there to support you and help you develop. So how do people find out more about what the opportunities of the Teen Tour Band?
Well, you can visit us at our website, www.teentourband.org. You can always come into the Music Center and drop by for a practice. We practice on Wednesday nights from 7 to 9 and Sundays from 2 to 4. So you can always come into a practice. You don't need musical experience of any kind. I came in with no musical experience, and I know a lot of people learn as they go. I joined Color Guard and then became a majorette. So you definitely don't need experience. You don't need to know people in the band. We welcome anyone from any school if you're between the ages of 13 to 21. So it's very inclusive.
And there are people that actually don't necessarily play an instrument, but are involved in the band, either carrying a flag or they're what are some of the other roles if you're not playing an instrument?
Well, mostly Color Guard and majorette. That's sort of the more dance aspect of the band. And I came in not knowing an instrument. But you can come in not knowing an instrument and then decide to take music lessons as you go along and just learn as you go if you decide you are gravitating towards a certain instrument. So it's really up to you. The band is very, very open like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no
we're going to talk about student theater. And Naomi, you've been involved for a couple of years.
Yes.
Tell us about student theater. It's been around for, I'm thinking, 30 plus years?
Yeah, I think nearly 40 years now.
Nearly 40 years. I know they had a major anniversary. I think it was 35 a few years ago, so almost 40 years. So how did you get involved in student theater?
So I always wanted to join a theater program where I could dance and sing and show off to everybody and have a lot of fun. So I heard about Burlington Student Theatre through my parents, and I just wanted to join and have fun. And you can definitely have fun at student theater while learning a lot and dancing and having a good time.
What's been the highlight for you so far?
A highlight for me is definitely performing and the sense of community you have when you're in Burlington Student Theatre. You can make lots of friends, you can go out to the community and do a whole bunch of engagements with the community and meet a lot of people.
Now, have you done any of the characters that go to different fundraising events and you get dressed up in a period piece and you play a certain role? I mean, not in a formal way. Have you done any of that?
Yeah, our civic engagements. I've dressed up as Fay Ray before at the Carpenter Hospice.
Oh, at the gala, okay.
Yeah, I dressed up as Alice from Alice in Wonderland at the Ireland House for a Mother's Day tea.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a lot of fun. You can get your hours if you're in high school for doing it. And yeah, it's been a great experience for me.
Sonali, are there opportunities for young people to volunteer with the Positive Space Network?
Definitely, yes. So we have the Youth Action Committee, which is also a committee that I'm part of. The Youth Action Committee is filled with amazing youth. We've worked with tons of youth that help us put on all of these events that we're working on. I specifically, because I am in the university out of the city during the school year, I mostly come back during the summer where I get to work with all these awesome youth, and we get to put on the Halton Pride together. But I know that the youth as well is very involved throughout the year, and we're working on that's a lot of the reason why we've been able to increase as the Halton Positive Space Network, and the youth is very, very driven, and we've even been able to expand in my experience from working in Halton Pride. Last year we were much smaller because it was our first year, and this year we've just increased in so many ways, and we have so many more ideas, and it's all the youth that's driving it. So all the youth have to do is come and get involved, and there are so many opportunities for the youth to be able to grow as an individual and grow. It's not a way that you have to grow in a very specific way to be able to meet this. There's no standard. Like for me, for example, coming in, I came in with a very wide skill set, and I didn't know how specifically I could grow. But while in my time working with the Youth Action Committee, I was able to grow specifically as an event planner, as an organizer, and as a motivational speaker and an equity workshop facilitator, which is what I do now. So there are different streams where all our facilitators help you grow and help the youth come in and grow however they'd like, and help you even build your resume in a way that makes you an outstanding candidate.
So if one's interested in finding out more about the Positive Space Network and the youth volunteer opportunities, how do they get in touch?
I would definitely send an email to Beckham R at rockonline.ca, or I would even go on Twitter or Instagram, which are some of the domains that I run, so I will definitely be able to connect you on it. And our name on Instagram is at psn.yac.
Okay. Is there a website for the Positive Space Network?
I believe there is. I believe it's just positivespacenetwork.com.
Okay. Excellent. So the two of you are university students, one they're still in high school. So recognizing that we want to make sure that Burlington is attractive for people of all ages to live and thrive in Burlington. When you guys are finished university, do you expect that you will stay in the community, or will you feel a need to go off somewhere and do something else? In Toronto, or parts even further from that?
Yeah, as much as I love the city of Toronto, there's nothing that will ever make me want to move out of the Halton region, specifically Burlington and Oakville. This general region for me has been a city or an area that I've been able to thrive in, and I've been able to thrive more in these communities more than even after I've gone off to Toronto, more than I have been able to in any other city. I personally feel that there are so many more opportunities within Burlington especially that have been able to let me grow as a person than I ever have anywhere else.
Fantastic. Emily, what are your thoughts?
Yes, I completely agree.
Well, you probably live at home when you go to McMaster.
I do. I commute.
Just like I did when I was in university.
Yeah, it's fabulous. But I could never imagine myself leaving Burlington. I think Burlington has so much to offer. I think they said it in the last segment, but it has so much to offer, and you don't know until you get involved in something how much it can impact your life. So I would definitely stay in Burlington. I think it has not just things for youth, but for all ages. So
Naomi, you're only in grade 9, or finishing grade 9, so you have 3 more years to go before you're faced with the challenge of figuring out what you're going to do with the rest of your life, sort of thing. What are your thoughts right now?
Drama, I bet. I'm only young right now, but still I can see that I really like Burlington a lot. There's so many things you can get involved with, like they were talking about there's so many opportunities like Burlington Student Theatre. And yeah, it's just a fun place. You can meet a lot of amazing people here. Everyone here is so nice. So yeah. But
with regard to student theatre, are there opportunities to volunteer at student theatre?
To volunteer at student theatre?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can. We have these summer programs, arts camp, where you can always volunteer to help stage manage or backstage crew, which I've gotten to do before.
And how do people find out more about student theatre?
We have an Instagram at student_theatre, I believe, and we also have a website, Student Theatre.
And the website is?
I believe it's just Burlington Student Theatre.
You do a Google for Burlington Student Theatre and you'll find it, right? You'll find it. Yeah, wonderful. What's been the highlight of your volunteer activity, would you say, Sonali? What makes you really feel good that you've made a difference?
So as the volunteer coordinator, I get to stay in touch actually with a lot of my volunteers even after my job is done with Halton Pride. And a lot of the feedback I've received is from our LGBTQ+ youth who will even continue talking to me and messaging me saying, hey, I've been able to find a partner through your programming, or I've been able to find friends that are similar to me and other LGBTQ+ youth. In my opinion, being able to connect LGBTQ+ youth with the other youth is really good for their mental health, and that's not something that's recognized by most. But being able to find someone that's similar to you and someone who has similar experiences to you and being able to discuss it, especially as a friend, is so wonderful, and it's so powerful to them.
I guess what I'm hearing, though, in all three organizations, the Positive Space Network and the Teen Tour Band and the Student Theatre, the importance of interconnectivity and connecting with people. And Emily, you've got relationships now from the band that you will have for many years, if not decades, to come. And the same thing, Naomi, at Student Theatre. You've met all sorts of people, and you're going to grow together and develop together and see how you all do down the road and where you go to university or college. And the same thing with you, Sonali. You've had amazing connection with people, and it's natural you're going to maintain a lot of those going forward. So a big part of the work that you're doing is really connecting and facilitating relationships, which are so important to all of us as time passes. I want to thank the three of you for taking time, and hope you haven't, Naomi, you haven't missed school or anything today for the taping of it. You did. Okay. I feel bad about that. I feel bad about that. But in any event, I want to wish you all the best. Naomi from Student Theatre and Emily from the Teen Tour Band. And Emily, you're saying Sound of Music could be your last hurrah after 5.5 years or so. And Sonali, we wish you all the best as well, and thank you for sharing your views with us.
Thank you. And is there time for me to add something?
Sure.
Awesome. I would also like to add that on behalf of the Halton Positive Space Network, we'd really like to thank the Youth Opportunity Fund from the Ontario Trillium Foundation. If it weren't for this fund, our LGBTQ+ youth in the Halton region and Burlington would not be able to thrive off of the same resources that they are able to have right now.
Excellent. Well, you're great representatives of our community, and I thank you for being here today. And I thank everyone for tuning in to Burlington Matters. I'm Mayor Rick Goldring. We'll see you next time on Cogeco TV, truly local television.